What's going on, guys? It's Luke with Vital MX. Today we are out at Fox Raceway testing a KYB conversion set up by the guys at REP on this awesome 2024.5 Husqvarna FC450 Rockstar Edition. And man, this was something that I was so excited to try. I've been patiently awaiting to ride this suspension. And then it seems like this year there's been a lot more people on this spring fork versus a cone valve or versus the full KYB kit stuff. So I've dabbled in other suspension setups. I've had a 6500 kit, I've had the cone valves, I've had air setups, and then I get to ride this today. So it is really cool to see the difference and then how easy it is to get this stuff, right? So it's just a drop-in kit. You know, you more or less use your stock tubes, so uppers and lowers, and then it all is the guts inside, different cap and different lugs. So very similar to other spring conversion kits, but it is your KYB stuff. So the guys at REP did an awesome job on this, and I'm stoked with what I was able to gain that I haven't been able to find elsewhere. So using the stock fork, you're allowing the bike and that fork to still have a little bit more flex and comfort, which is why I really like an air setup when it's set up well, and you don't have that rigidity like you kind of do in a cone valve. So that's a really nice side. But then with the spring fork, I've never felt front end traction like I experienced today. And I've been riding Austrian bikes for over 10 years now. I've kind of dabbled on a Yamaha the last couple months now. And it's almost like you're bringing that good bit of the Yamaha to an Austrian bike, but yet you're still keeping the Husqvarna, and you're not changing that much. So where it was really beneficial, and I really did notice, is just it felt like the front wheel was glued into the corner. So it did move around a little bit more than I was expecting. Like maybe a little bit faster, twitchy in the higher speed bumps, but big landings, slap down, all of that was good. And it was the entrance to the corner that I really noticed a difference and just a lot more traction. And then at that, the follow through. So that's kind of where with the air fork, I noticed my front end will kind of, it almost can vary every lap. Sometimes it'll maybe walk on you a little bit, sometimes it'll knife. You don't quite know what it's gonna do at all times. This spring fork, a lot more consistent. So albeit it did move around a little bit more on me than I was expecting, it still had more consistency, and I knew what to expect when I hit a bump, when I hit an edge, or when I was going into the corner. And it's fun because you can almost stand a little deeper and you can start to lean, and on that lean angle, you're gonna have that stability that you wouldn't have elsewhere. So, I mean, all in all, I'm really pleased with this setup, and I mean, considering the price to get one of these spring conversions, it's not near as bad as if you were to go buy a complete fork and shock kit suspension. So this is a good way to get into a spring conversion without having to do a crazy, crazy purchase. If this is something that you guys are considering to purchase in the future, this is kind of my comparison between an OEM air fork that is set up, the cone valves, and then this KYB conversion by the guys at REP. So with an air fork, what I do like is it feels like it has good hold up, but I notice still the slap down is something that I've never been able to kind of take away that harsh feeling in your hand. So particularly here, we have like a little wall into a little camelback jump type thing. And on a stock bike, I notice if I push really hard and kind of, abruptly hit that face, I get a lot of feedback into my hands. And now where on the cone valves and even on this spring conversion REP KYB setup, I noticed that in that instance, it absorbs that way better. So I don't have that slap down, but now I was never really able to get fully comfortable on a cone valve. I always felt like it made the bike very rigid. Yes, hard hits, big landings, big bumps, it was good, but all the feeling of the track, the smaller bumps, entering the corner, any maneuvering that you're trying to do, I never felt like I had complete control on my bike like I do today. And so that took away the fun of riding, right? So then getting this on now, this KYB spring conversion, I was able to get that hold up, from like I like from the air fork. I was able to gain front end traction. I was able to gain comfort and that initial plushness that I like in the smaller bumps, the chatter and stuff like that, but I still have the hold up for the bigger hits. So I noticed that, yeah, I'm not gonna blow through it like I would on a you know, a production fork, the air stuff, but I'm not gonna take the full swing of it and have, you know, complete rigid, stiff setup. As much as I'd like to think that I need a cone valve and I need a kit and all this stuff, and yes, it looks trick on the bike, but I guess I don't push the bike fast enough or hard enough to need that. But this is almost like that perfect mesh in the middle of keeping the plushness of the bike, allowing it to move, but you're gaining that traction that you're trying to always get from these Austrian bikes. So I mean, I think that this is that perfect in between, and I finally feel like I found it. Yes, I still want to play around with this some more, maybe try and settle the bike down a little bit. It does move a bit underneath me, but if I had to compare the three, that's kind of how I would explain the differences between the air fork, the cone valve, and then of course the KYB spring conversion by REP. All right, guys, thank you for watching. That is a wrap today here at Fox Raceway on our REP KYB setup. I had a ton of fun, really enjoyed it. I'm stoked on this spring conversion. If you guys like this type of content, you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned on our YouTube channel.